we've kind of deliberately kept me separated from the kids. They'd never seen a clown, they'd never really met me.
The first time we saw him all together was the projector scene. It was terrifying.
And there's this one scene, and the scene of the movie is very intense. I needed to kind of get into character, and the scene, I walk out and I approach him, and then I approach him and I scream in his face, and we're doing the scene, and he's crying and gagging and doing this whole thing, and I'm like, back the back of my head as we're shooting it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm traumatizing this child.
Yeah.
And then they say, you know, they yell cut, and I go, like, are you okay, Jack? He goes, love what you're doing. I love what you're doing with the character. I love what you're doing with the character.
But he's so tall, and his voice is so squeaky, and it's cracking so much, and he does such a good job with his body. He seems like a clown trying to perform for us, but I mean, he's not doing a very good job because it's really scary.
I'm not afraid of you.
You will be.
The madness in his look, his body language was completely unnerving. He's incredibly talented, and there's like, you know, the control of like every muscle in his face is like amazing.
That camera right there, the
Number three.
Yeah, there we go.
First time you see him, he looks like a clown, but he doesn't really act like a clown. Like, you normally think clowns would be like, you know, clown-like. Bill Skarsgård kind of gives this certain personality to Pennywise, a certain kind of Pennywise that you wouldn't really expect, like a demonic, like, animal.
But there was real disturbing moments, and a lot of them were provided by being in the proximity of Bill Skarsgård when he was doing his thing.
Time to flow.
For me, it's like, as a kid, like, that's what you do being a kid, playing, like, with your friends. So the appeal of this imaginary, you know, fantastical way of just being paid and being adult and acting like a child, I think was planted at a very young age.
And now you get to be a clown who eats children.
Exactly. Yeah. We go full circle here.
I always thought that, you know, giving the character a bit of those childlike features would make him more unnerving and unsettling because of the contrast of someone that looks innocent and sweet and cute and is capable of doing horrifying things. And I really had to give it to Bill to go through that, because he did an amazing job, and his energy was at full all the time.
I want to go home. I miss you. I want to be with Mom and Dad.
A lot of what I was doing was trying to articulate the things that made me afraid as a kid. And I took a lot of the things that I loved when I was a kid, and I also took a lot of the things that I observed, not just in my own children, but in the kids that they played with, the kids that I saw on the street, their games, their words.
It's not just about horror. I mean, it's about childhood trauma and growing up with trauma and a collective trauma between these people, and they can all, you know, we all have the same experience, but they all kind of have the same disease, these characters, you know, and they come back together. And so there's like an interesting relatability to it.
Well, we're all misfits and outcasts in one way or another, and I think that really brings us together because we can all relate to one another.
Yeah, I think each of us has experienced loss and hurt and having to fight through every day. So I think that's actually the reasons that we got together, and the reason why we are the ones, right, to fight the clown, because he embodies fear, and so we're the only ones who have fought fear in every day in our daily lives.
Wait, can only virgins see this stuff? Is that why I've not seen this yet?
I've written books that deal directly with the idea that faith makes it possible to battle the monsters. They're children still, but they're to the point where they're going to have to make the jump to adolescence and then to adulthood. And that's always a leap of faith. You have to trust your friends. You have to have faith in your friends. You have to cut to base level. You have to believe that good is going to triumph over evil. Kids believe that, okay? And that belief is powerful.
Welcome to the Losers Club,
I think the themes are more mature, as you said, and we're talking about the fears of a bunch of this bunch of characters, but as adults. So the perspective is a little, more mature, and it talks about deeper layers of fear that are mostly related to childhood trauma and the way it evolves into the life of someone that is actually suppressing it.
All right, tell your parents, make up a reason, you make up a fucking lie. I don't care what you do, just get out of this town and make them never bring you back. Do you understand?
And all those themes are very relevant to the times that we're living today. And I think that people can identify with some of them.
All that success, all those sit-ups, but deep down still just a little fatty loser.
The movie obviously is not just dealing with it coming back, but you have domestic violence, homophobia, body shaming.
Yeah, there's a lot of more mature themes, if you will. I mean, there were some of them were hinted in the first one.
Are you still my girl? No. What did you say?
I said no!
People started to tell me stories about the bars that used to be down by the river and the hard men, the loggers who were there, and they started to tell me stories about a segregated club for black servicemen that had been burned down, the Black Spot. Nobody really wanted to talk too much about it.
Let's talk about that opening scene. Why'd you include it?
I wouldn't probably have included it if it wasn't in the book, but it was very important for Stephen King when he wrote it. He was talking about the evil element in a human community. So let alone the supernatural. He was talking about how dark humans can get in a small American town. He was writing it when the real event happened, the murder of Charlie Howard in 1984.
I know your secret, your dirty little secret. I know your
One of the things about horror stories, whether it's a vampire, whether it's the living dead, the walking dead, whatever it is, those are outside evils. You don't have to take any of the blame for it, and there's sort of a relief in seeing that. In that sense, Pennywise the Clown, as terrifying as he is, at least you can say he's not John Wayne Gacy, he's not Charles Manson, he's not somebody that we have to understand why they did that.
It's real, it isn't happening, it isn't real.